disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network.
On Monday, you got the winner's circle with Gene, Isaiah, Angel Diaz, and Chris Walker. Man, this is different.
On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff.
On Wednesdays, you got the traditional way with Brett Shumway.
Okay, and once a month, you got an extra scoop with Jeff and Peyton.
You didn't tell me that.
I figured that's your part. You always say it. I didn't think I would need to say it, but on Thursdays, it's us Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up, guys? Go ahead, Angel. Get this shit over with. Go ahead, get your bragging on.
As it's not even that, but I'm
me and Joe did not put any type of gas on that fire earlier. We let you party. We let you play your little music. It is what it is. Congratulations, y'all won 2 games in Detroit, even though it was some bullshit.
Don't start with that. It's bullshit. Fuck that.
The referees came out, Angel, and the refs came out and admitted that was a foul at the end of the game, and we should have had the ball. The chief referee admitted it. So once again, and I told Joe this. I said, when Angel comes on, I'm going to explain to him now. Remember when we were in Chicago, we were walking through the hotel, and you asked me how come Detroit people rep Detroit so hard?
Yeah, I did ask you that. I did.
And I said it's because it's always Detroit versus everybody. We always are on the BS side of the ball every single time. Somebody, some referee, some stupid call, some dumbass rule that nobody has ever heard of gets brought out. It happens to the Tigers, the Pistons, the Lions, the Red Wings, all of our teams. That's why we say Detroit versus everybody, because we already know that when you from Detroit, man, we all we got, and we got to have each other's back. So that's why I got a D on my arm. Trav got the Renaissance building on him. We always got Detroit stuff all the time. Matter of fact, look, right now I still got on my Detroit pendant. Right now, I keep Detroit with me wherever I go.
Hey, listen, you know what? I did ask you that. That is true, because I did ask, because I think when I don't know if it was I saw Avery's arm or something. I don't know if I don't know if
it was the Lions. The Lions were playing that weekend, and everybody from Detroit had something Detroit related.
Were going crazy. Like
it wasn't just Lions stuff. It was anything that said Detroit. We were repping.
To the point that you would have thought they were like, man, F this tournament. We got the game on. Like, we don't even play. like low key. And I say this in like the most respectful way, because even I'm a competitor, right? And I don't want to say this out loud, but like it was almost like they were like, all right, Avery's gonna win this shit. Let's just hurry up and get to the goddamn game, because we just gotta watch. Like, that's all anyone cared about. Literally, they got done. They went straight back upstairs. Like, let's just see what the game is on. So that's but listen, man. Hey, listen, I tried telling y'all, man, it's Nick's Tate. Y'all don't want this problem, man. I tried telling y'all, chop.
Wait. No. It's no problem. Yeah, the game ended. Yeah, y'all won, but y'all not blowing us out. Every single game has been close.
No. You're right. It has been close, but this is the thing, man. What happened to when I heard Joe? I don't know if you remember when they said this, but they were like, "Oh, game 3 is ours. Y'all not ready for what we're going to bring to Detroit."
I did.
Y'all not ready for that Detroit crowd.
Yeah.
Detroit.
That's right. Yeah, we didn't anticipate. We didn't anticipate the referees allowing you guys to throw the ball backcourt and not get the call. We didn't anticipate that. We didn't anticipate us shooting a shot and the referees not calling a foul. So
Shit.
come on
That's
now.
because y'all foul baiting, man. Listen, all right. And you
Nah.
had Trav getting on here, Detroit basketball.
That's
Like,
right.
man, shut
See,
that
but
shit. Go
see,
New York, go New
dude,
York, go.
you
Y'all
and
know
when
that.
Angel, what I'm telling you, what I tried to warn you is this is how beef starts,
Yeah.
right? This is the seed that I kept trying to tell you. Don't plant this seed. You don't want these problems because anytime the Knicks play anybody, you gonna get smashed if y'all lose. You gonna get a bunch of text messages from people from Detroit smashing you. You gonna eventually be like, all right, I quit. Y'all got it.
Yo, I think I messaged someone. I don't know. I don't know if it was Speedy, because Speedy put on his Facebook, "Thank you, Detroit, for beating the Knicks." I said, yo, you hop off they nuts, bro. Like, you're getting me upset. I don't know who it was, but I told someone, I said, yo, low key, I need the Knicks to win at least this series. And it was someone karate related. And they said, I think it was Dallas. And Dallas goes, why? Because Dallas got into an argument with me. Dallas goes, you're not even from New York. Dallas goes, you're not even from New York.
Yep, that's
N-word.
what
And
happened.
I was like, N-word, what you talking about? I said, bro, 45 minutes. I was like, bro, like my actual karate school, my instructor school is from the Bronx. Like, I'm the Bronx, bro. What you talking about? He's like, oh, all right. But I told him, I said, yo, I think I need them to win. He goes, why? You got money on it? I said, nah, I talk shit to the whole Plowden clan. I can't go to another tournament and we don't win. Like, it's over for me. The shit I talked to Avery, Trav, G, like I was like, I think I even got your uncle in. I think I tagged him in something. I'm like, I go at everybody. I was about to add Jermon in. I was at it. So I was like, nah, I need them to, if they don't win nothing else, I need them to win this damn series. Like, I already talked too much shit for me to go back on it now. But
I'm
yeah,
telling you, man, if I was younger, it would be fuck Knicks for life.
yes.
But now, I mean, I really don't. I'm telling you, this is how it happened with me in Michigan State. But you're one person, so
Yo,
imagine, 10 other yous texting me and calling me,
hey, listen,
and that's what
I
happened with
no.
Michigan State.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, like I know how you guys say like the Detroit fan base is like crazy. Bro, New
Mhm.
York fan base, like the videos I sent y'all, the bing bong, and there'll be a big nick on my body. They say, Philly, these nuts, all that extra stuff, right? So I'm like, yo, listen, man, like they're like we are bad over here because we don't like you see those
It's
videos
it's it's
side of
it's, it's going to be a war going forward. I mean, I'm talking about next year.
from here on out, it's gonna
It's
turn into like how the Atlanta Hawks are for us. It's like we don't even like Trae Young like that.
I know, yeah, because he kissed y'all goodbye. He kissed y'all goodbye. That's right. I ain't forgot about that. That's right. Joe,
Hey,
what's happening, man?
you know what gets me mad is I think I talked to Jamon about that one time. And Jamon, I said, Jamon, you're not even just because you live in Atlanta, you ain't Detroit. Or I was like, you're not Atlanta, you're Detroit. He said, hey, he still kissed your ass goodbye. So I'm whatever beats the Knicks. I said, oh, okay, I heard you. I said, I got you.
Get
Hey,
him,
listen,
Jay.
one thing I will say, man, is I'm gonna be honest with you. I Even though we're going back home, I'm like, nah, the Detroit, they're not gonna go away that easily. So I
No,
don't.
they're not. It's gonna be another one, and now you got to be worried about the referees making up for that blown call. So
Yes,
if the game is close this time,
yes. No, we're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that. Yeah.
yeah.
So I
And
might. Hey, listen.
it's unfortunate I have to think that way because it should be fair, but
Yeah,
payback.
no, I know. I will say this though. I mean, I can say this honestly, man. We win, but I think we got Cleveland next round. We ain't
No,
gonna
you
be
don't.
talking.
Y'all
We got
got
Boston.
Boston, or Orlando, yeah. So that's
We
gonna be a
got Boston.
sweep for
We got
Boston.
Boston. Respectfully, we got Boston. Like, come on.
Y'all
I
probably
can't
gonna
say
get
it.
swept.
No,
Y'all
don't
probably
say
gonna
that
get
now. Don't
swept.
say that now. Hold on. Hey, one thing I wanted to ask you, both, because I know we're gonna get into a lot, and I know we gotta keep it under a certain time frame. I just have one question. I want to ask both of you guys this question. Um, I've been watching a podcast. I watch all the Smoke podcasts. I don't know if you guys watch that or
Yeah, I've
not.
seen. Yeah, yeah,
So they have Reggie Miller on.
yeah. I saw that.
Honestly, Joe, you would love that podcast because I know you like the raw raunchiness stuff. That is a
Yeah.
perfect podcast for you. They go off.
All the
So
smoke.
yeah,
I'll check it
it's
out.
really, really, really
It's
good. And they,
Matt Barnes and Steven
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
Vernon Maxwell's there, so they
Oh,
go
okay.
crazy.
Mad Max.
So the reason why I asked you is because they were talking about what happened with the mouse at the palace at one point,
Mm.
and they were talking about something that
Never lived that down.
they were talking about something that Isaiah Thomas said, and he said he came out with a quote a couple years ago saying that if he was the coach, if he would have never got fired as the coach for the Indiana Pacers, the Malice at the Palace would have never happened because they would have had more respect for him, and he would have been able to calm all those guys down. Now, Steven Jackson, Reggie Miller, they all said, nah, that was going to happen regardless. That could happen at any game. But I just want to ask you guys, like, you think that's true? Like, if that was just because I don't know.
Yeah, it would have happened. It would have happened.
Yeah.
Joe, you want to go first?
It would have happened.
Yeah.
That Isaiah Thomas, how was he going to stop that? Just because of respect? The Detroit fans are crazy.
Yeah,
that dude threw something at a crazy person. A crazy person reacted like a crazy person would. That's all there is to it.
I know two people that were in that altercation also. Yeah, I know two people that were in that altercation.
Are they still alive?
Yeah, they businessmen here in Michigan, Detroit area.
They're businessmen?
Yeah, they're businessmen that were in that. Yeah.
Hey, listen.
So the crowd, you can't. I mean, yeah, the players probably would have been trying to calm it down, like certain players, but Ben Wallace wouldn't have been trying to calm nothing down, and that was against the fans. The fans wouldn't pay any attention to Isaiah.
That's a big ass man, bro. Fuck that. That's a big ass man. Hey, let me tell you something. You forever ruined that word businessman for me, Gene. Because ever since I saw that damn I don't know if Joe remembers, ever since that Martial Arts to the Network commercial of, how do we get more advertisements for Martial Arts to the Network? And he said we put ads on strippers. and they said, what? He goes, businessmen go to strip clubs.
Hell yeah. They spend the most money.
Hey, can I tell you, I think I saved that on my Facebook because I like to watch it when I need a good laugh. I'm like, man, and we can
see that's what, man.
We need to add that in with like us now, like the new people, because the stuff we say will be crazy.
This is what Trav was talking about, man. Remember last week he was like he wanted us to have more fun on the winter circle, right? Yeah. And that's the problem with me. Like, okay, you want me to take the seatbelt off? I'm gonna forget how fast I'm driving.
You going out the windshield, popping both airbags.
Like, I mean, accidents can happen. I gotta keep some type of, because my mind goes fast, man. My wife says it all the time. My friends say it all the time. Like, I try to make sure that when I talk slow, I'm watching what I'm saying. Because something can come up real quick, man. Real quick. Hey, what I do at work? At work, I'll be professional. I'll be talking slow as hell, man. All the time. I'll try not to get too comfortable because I already know. Same way when I'm with my students.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. Two things. One, Joe, you would think that in our show, him saying, Trav saying that to us, you'd be like, oh man, Gene, the one you gotta watch out for is Isaiah, bro. Isaiah's the new you. He be bashing on Brazilians every show. But it makes me laugh.
He really does too.
It is one of the funniest things. Seriously. And then the other thing I laugh about is Gene, man, I know it's like it's an inside joke for us and the people wouldn't know, but bro, I think I laugh about once a week ever since you told me. I cannot get over that story of you at the dinner table. I would never get over that.
Wait.
No, I can't say. I can't. I can't. We will get shut down so damn fast. I cannot say it.
Give me a hint, because I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what? Give me a hint, huh?
Ski.
Oh yeah.
I cannot. When I tell you, I showed my fiance. She literally said, I can't with you guys. Like, you guys, she literally told me, she said, of all the friends for you to have, that was the wrong group of friends. Because you just act, she goes, you act just as bad as them.
What's the first show she started listening to? Did she hear The Last Dragon?
Yo, yeah. The first, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That day when we were at
Did she hear our Ninja Turtles? Because those are two of the funniest Gene moments of my life.
She heard those. But when I was at her apartment a couple weeks ago, and y'all started talking about Buffalo Wild Wings, y'all didn't see in the background. She was looking at me. She was like, she told me she went. You guys didn't hear it. I'm like this, and she's like to the side when she knows the camera couldn't see her, and she whispered, she said, "Say something slick and watch what happens." I said that.
Angel, I felt it. That's why I didn't want to continue with it.
Bro,
I felt it.
When y'all started going, that's why I was like this.
I felt it.
No, I was like, don't.
Let's
leave it where it is. Because when I tell you, she got like, she was working and she stopped like writing and just stopped and then listened and then came over and whispered real smooth. She said, "Say something slick and watch what happens." I said, "Okay," and that's what I said. All right, how about we move on to the next topic then? Let's move on. Oh man, that was good.
What's up, Joe?
Not much, man. Just working. Not much with the kids this week. Too much. My son, he's got to play in 2 weeks, so he's getting ready for that. Visited my mom yesterday. We had a game night over there, some dinner, and we have fun with that. We always have a good time, and some of our fondest memories, even when my dad was still here, was just doing that silly, headbands, Cards Against Humanity, just stuff like that just makes a lasting impression on the kids and everybody. So we still talk about some of those games, like Cards Against Humanity. Playing that with my dad was just so funny because some of the stuff he would pick was just off the walls, and we were like, "Dad, why would you pick that?" It's like, I don't know. It sounded good, so yeah, we had fun with it. And other than that, yeah, just I came home and I'm like, oh, I wasn't gonna watch the game, and then I did, and then I was mad, and I was just like, why did I do that to myself? Like, I'm still happy I did watch it, but I just, I wanted the outcome to be a little different. So then I had to go make some dinner. So I was like, making dinner, watching the rest of the show, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's why I gave you that nickname, the Detroit Sad Boys. Go ahead, go make that sad ass
Detroit Sad Boys. Man, don't make me come to Connecticut right now. Detroit Sad Boys. I'll put up with that bing bong BS, but I'm not putting up with Detroit Sad Boys.
You know what, Joe? Let me tell you something. Last week, I'm getting ready to go to work, and my morning routine is always the same. So I'm getting ready to put my coat on, put my hat on. And last year, me and Trav, we sent our parents to New York because they'd never been to Harlem, so they wanted to go see Harlem and sightsee. So me and Trav sent them, right? And then when they came back with souvenirs, and they bought me 2 hats, right? So I'm getting ready to go to work on, what was it, Wednesday? Is that the day they played here in Detroit? Was that Wednesday?
Thursday.
Okay, it was Thursday then. So no, it wasn't Thursday. It was Tuesday. It was earlier in the week. Okay. And I was ready to put my hat on, and I grabbed the New York hat, and I had to stop. I was like, I can't wear this shit today.
Yo,
Melissa was like, why can't you wear that hat? I was like, because they play in New York today, and I was like, nah, I can't. I just can't wear it. So.
Yo,
oh my God, Gene.
Oh man,
Gene, yeah. my family laughs at me because let's say it's football season, right? So depending on how the games went, I'm gonna wear, like on a Saturday, I'm gonna wear my Michigan hat. But if they lost, I'm not gonna wear it the rest of the week until they play again. And then I do the same thing with the Lions. My wife's like, why aren't you gonna put on your Lions hat? I was like, they just lost. I was like, I gotta give it a couple. I gotta give it a couple of days. I don't know why. That's just how my brain works.
I still wear whether my teams win or lose. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, well, it is what it is. It's all fun, So
yeah, I know, but I don't know. Just the way my brain works. When I get up, I'm like, I look at that hat and I go, "You pissed me off today," and I'll try again tomorrow.
Well,
that's about it.
I guess you're about to be pissed off, man.
Nah, I'm over it. It's all good. It don't last long. Listen, man, I'm just happy to be here. Next year, we'll see what happens.
You guys went from being nothing to now you guys are in the playoffs. So
you guys are still nothing. We still have championships. We still have championships. You're not winning the championship.
All right, come on. We got to move on. This is going to be the Detroit versus New York podcast today.
We are about to, war lines have been drawn. Like,
you are winning the first round is not a championship, Andrew. So if you win and go to the next round and lose, or even if you go to the Eastern Conference Final and lose, it doesn't matter. Y'all not winning.
If we go to the Eastern Conference Finals, for us, that is a big win for us.
Why? Patrick Ewing took y'all there too.
And when was the last time we fucking did it? What do you mean? Like, we haven't been there.
I'd rather beat Detroit. Detroit got out of upswing, man.
Every
All
time
right.
he had Julius Randle, he fucking faked an injury and then was hurt, and then he can't
Okay.
play. Then he goes
Angel,
over there
what
to
else did you do
fucking.
this week?
He goes to Minnesota.
What else did you do this
Yo,
week?
starts doing shit. Fuck, man.
How
What's
was
going
school
on,
this
Angel?
week?
I've been chill. Oh, actually had a terrible week. Actually, no, I had a terrible week.
That's not good.
Yeah, terrible week. Actually, I've been out on workman's comp since Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah, I got hit in the face with a baseball.
Damn.
And we think it may have fractured my nose. And
That's why he's talking crazy today, Joe. That's why he's talking crazy. Oh, boy,
He's got a concussion. He's got a concussion.
there we go.
no, but yeah. Man, that's actually been about it. That's really what my week's been. Seriously, that's it.
All right. Everything's been cool with me, man. I got a lot of comics up on the new site this week.
Yeah, I was going over them.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro, send the link, bro. Like, hell?
See, that means he doesn't listen to when I say what's the website. Or see the post that I've made. It's okay. It's okay though, Angel.
What
He
post?
shared it on Facebook.
Yeah,
What
He just shared it on Facebook.
What are you talking about?
Facebook.
I said it on Superflix also. I put it on Instagram. Angel be ignoring me. That's all good though. But anyway, it's jump kick.
I didn't get a chance.
You might have missed it because Gene posts like 20 times a day.
I actually didn't get a chance to watch Superflix yet, so that's actually something I'm gonna do tomorrow. Well, I'm at
Yeah,
In fact, my feed will literally be like, Gene posted 3 things you haven't viewed yet. I'm like, well, that's great. I should go check them out.
Yeah, so man, I got some strips up, man.
Bro, the man posted a goddamn Batman card for sale. What the hell you want me to
see that's stuff that we talked about on Superflix. So that was based upon the first Batman movie. But yeah, man, I got that taken care of. I got my website. I've been working on the website for the last few days. Getting that taken care of and updated. And I'm pretty happy with how the site looks and everything, man. Also, something
Okay,
else.
so I just want to make sure it's clear. I saw the Superflix post. I actually never saw this post.
That's all good, man.
I don't know why I didn't get up on my feed, but got you. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, man. I'm just kind of excited about my new ones that I'm working on now. Like I said, those are very, very old strips and had a lot of complications creating that, but I was just happy to finally get it out. And Trav, man, Trav was the one that he don't really care. He was like, put them out, because I was not going to re-put these out. Trav was like, put them out, man. He's like, when the Simpsons first started, the art looked a particular way. When Family Guy, a lot of old stuff, he was like, and it changes over time, and you want people to see the progression. I was like, yeah, progression, but I was like, that's not an accurate representation of how I drew at that time anyway. But it doesn't really matter. But and it's learning curve, man. So it's all good. I still enjoyed it. And going back and reading some of that stuff, I was like, I'm pretty funny. So I gave myself a chuckle. Pat my own self on the back, So it was pretty cool. Today went by so fast, man. My one of my frat brothers had a 50th birthday party this afternoon, like a little luncheon. So me and Melissa went there, man. It was just good to see my brothers, and man, just thinking about we come a long way, and all of us are married now and have kids, and just sitting back reminiscing with everybody, man. That was cool, man. It was cool. We definitely don't get together enough, but all of us are always busy. So we said that we're going to try and make sure that we at least, start getting together a little bit more, especially as we all get older, So, all right, let's jump into the movie, especially since me and Angel got another podcast to do shortly.
Yeah. So Warrior episodes 3 and 4 starts off again. Assam fighting at the club for what's her face? I just call her the pirate lady, but I think her name's Luna or something like that.
I probably should have that up.
Yeah. She Chow comes in and says her name, but she mentions to Hassan that his fights are going too fast and that there's the odds against him now are so low that he's not going to really make any money for her or for himself. So she says there's another like a league or something, I guess, he could fight in that's a little more competition and probably higher betting odds and stuff like that. So I honestly I don't remember if he does that or not or where it is. So I was trying to
Vega.
remember. Oh yeah, Vega. But I am interested because if he does find some more competition, that'd actually pretty good. But I kind of forgot, so I'll be interested to see what happens with that. Like I said, Chow comes in and they have a conversation real quick, about this and that and Mei Ling and everything. And then we get over to
Chow is an interesting character because he is the one character that we've seen interact with everybody. Like
he has his hands in everything.
Yeah,
and he knows everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because like we talked about last week, like a lot of the main characters, they haven't really interacted or intersected with each other. In episode 4, we finally see Assam and Leary get back together, but this is only like the second time we've seen them together.
Yep.
And but Chow, he has had communications with everybody.
Chow, and that's it starts to get him in trouble later on because at some point when there's kind of like this war going on between the Tongs and the Americans versus Chinese and everything like that, like he's told to pick a side basically, and that's his whole thing. He doesn't want to pick a side. He wants to stay right in the middle so he can just make money from everybody. If he picks a side, that's a revenue stream that's gonna be gone for him. And he's not, he likes being that person that everybody can count on. So it ends up being a little bit treacherous for him later on. Mei Ling goes and visits the Feng Hai leader, and she confronts him about the way he handled the business with the other Tong. And also she confronts him about money owed. And he basically said, "Oh, I charged you for taking care of your little problem." And she said, "I didn't ask you to do that." And so they're kind of having this pissing contest, more or less. Like, he doesn't want to be under her thumb, and she's in charge, so she's gonna have to throw her weight around, and probably even more because she is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to test the boundaries, and she's trying to put him in his place. And it's not going well for her per se. And the funny part is her muscle takes out his muscle just as kind of like a fu, like I'm still better than you. I thought that was
kind of surprised he did. I was kind of surprised he did that, man. And what's my man named Zing? He just said, "Hey, hey, it is, be happy that you're in pain because you could be dead."
Yep. That's exactly what he said. The mayor again is making an attempt to sway his wife to stop hiring the quote unquote Chinese labor, or as he calls it, coolie labor. I think that's a slang. I don't think that's a nice word they're trying to use.
Yeah, it's a slang.
So I thought they already had a word for that, but apparently they got multiple words, so whatever. And Buckley is trying to mix it up like he always does, because I know his whole thing does unfold. I just don't know what it is at this point. But like I said, he wants the Irish and Americans and the Chinese at war, and he wants the Tongs at war to benefit himself somehow politically and everything like that. Atoy meets with her business partner, who's basically her white man who buys up all the properties to help more revenue. And, because I'm assuming, the properties she wants are not Asian-owned properties. So that's why she has this guy. And he's still shook up from their last encounter where somebody else tried to strong arm her her business partner, and she killed them to save both her business and his life, because they were coming at him because they kind of figured out exactly what was going on. So she's trying to tell him, like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to let anybody hurt you. And he's just sick to his stomach. He thinks like he thought she was just this, business lady, maybe a little bit aggressive, running her, her whorehouse. But meanwhile, she can kill you in an instant. So that side of her freaked him out.
Yeah, this whole thing with her made me wonder, when did prostitution become illegal?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen it in a lot of the old Western movies and things like that. And like, when did that happen? Like, I mean, I've never looked into it. I just always assumed that it was always illegal. But I mean, you have people. I mean, like the mayor's there, police officers come in there, so it doesn't seem like it's illegal with these important people being in these establishments.
But they don't want you to know they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if it's necessarily
some of those guys. I mean, they're married. Some of these guys.
Legal or illegal. I think it's just you don't want to be caught there.
It says
frowned
1910.
upon.
1910. Okay, this is before 1910.
Yeah, it says
way before
the Mann Act. It's called the White Slave Traffic Act, but that's what 1910.
Okay.
Right. Lee goes back to the bar that he got jacked up in, and they threw him out, and I'm pretty sure they robbed him. And he doesn't really show up for any reason other than, I mean, I'm sure they assumed he showed up to get his stuff back, but he gets attacked right away, shoots a guy in the leg, and then the bartender who basically set him up gives him back his money and tells him to just leave.
Yeah, he's a lot different character than he was in the first season. He was trying to do things by the rules and everything.
He's going to come across a lot more problems before he starts to even out.
Okay.
You'll see. It's pretty interesting, actually, because
I like this. I like what they did with this character.
Yeah, well, it's going to get even crazier. The other thing, so he does that, and then Bill goes to the house of a guy he's been trying to collect on, and he's not there, and the wife is there, and the wife propositions him to get more time, which of course Bill don't want to be doing this job to begin with, but then he knows this guy that he's trying to get money from, so he's not going to sleep with his wife, even if that was his thing. Like, that's just not going to happen. But I think the guy is dead and he knows this, so I don't understand. Like, he's just trying to keep up appearances.
I assume that he knows the guy can't come up with $40. See, he has like 24 hours to give him $40. I just think.
But I think that guy is dead. I think that guy's dead. That's the problem. Because he hasn't been home in a week.
But why wouldn't he just tell Zing that then? I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it. So I don't know what happens next. But I
think Zing is the one that killed him.
So why would he be trying to collect money from him if he knows he's dead? Like, what would he be getting money from? Like,
that's what I was saying. I think Bill says this later that the guy's dead, but that's why he does what he does next with Zing, because Zing gives him a bonus, and he tells him to put it towards that guy's debt.
Right.
And he says it doesn't work that way. And then he basically quits working for Zing, which he's been trying to do for a while. But Zing's like, no, it doesn't work that way. And you got to know at this point, like, this is kind of the beginning of the end for Bill in a sense, because like Zing's not going to take no for an answer. He's already pissed off because he's got to be under my wing. Now his number one enforcer is telling him no. Like, he's not going to take all this disrespect laid down.
Right.
A group of people, including Penelope and some of the highbrow folk, are having dinner with I forget her name, but she's the one. She's the one that's trying to go into the brothels and take the women to a vineyard that she owns and have them work the vineyard.
Okay, is it Nellie Davenport?
That sounds
No,
right. Yeah.
no. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because they said Mrs. Davenport.
Okay.
And her story is she had a rich husband. He died recently, and so now she's been kind of using her money as a philanthropist, trying to save trafficked women and take them out of their situation and put them in a better situation, help them get on their own feet, and work this vineyard. And she does visit with a toy, and she's been visiting with a toy, trying to get all of the Toys girls. The problem is, a Toys girls can leave whenever they want, or so she says.
Mhm.
None of them want to leave until a little bit later. One of them does end up leaving, and she lets her leave.
Mhm.
And the mayor starts talking to this Mrs. Davenport and brings up a similar situation to what is happening with him and his wife. And she's kind of on the wife's side, and the wife makes a snarky remark and then almost chokes on her meal because of some of the things that are happening. So, she is slowly but surely trying to assert herself, and her husband
Mhm.
is not happy about it. He's really starting to get pretty pissed off.
I'm surprised these two
And
haven't just tried to get a divorce. They obviously don't like each other. Um, is it just for
well,
appearance because he's the mayor?
don't you remember it was originally because she was the gift from the father?
But he's dead.
Yeah, I know. That's why she's taken over and she's trying to make a name for herself, but I don't think divorce is really a thing in this era.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe an annulment, but you'd have to have a good reason. I mean, I guess him going to the brothel would be a good reason.
Yeah, well, he's gonna mess around and eventually end up like Lo Zing.
Yep. Chow gets visited by the Feng Hai, what's his name, Zing?
Yeah.
And I guess he had someone come and order some knives for him, and as we know, Chow's whole inventory was taken by the police.
Mhm.
So he basically tells them, I don't got your knives. And frankly, I'm not going to have them. And I don't like doing business with you anyway. So when I made that deal with you, it was a different time. Now, you didn't give me any money. So why would I make you something without any money?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, this
That-
guy's trying to assert himself with anybody he can
Mhm.
because he's pissed off that he has to basically bow down to my Ling.
I think in order to like he's trying to do it, he's trying to get all of this power, but you need people
Yes.
in order to get power because then people scared of you. If you know you have all these different factions, all these different groups, or you got thousands of people within your organization. That's how you eventually start getting power. He's trying to assert his power without having the power, and
Well, and
nobody's really taking him seriously right now.
the Hopway and the Long Z have all the
Right.
numbers, even though the Long Z have the most, and the Hopway are getting closer now that they combine with the Feng Hai. And the other one is just, I mean, they barely even mention the other one because you barely know who they are. So,
Are you talking about the
this
young
next
one,
part,
the young group?
yeah, I think they're like
Okay.
the Sioux Sing or something like that.
Okay.
They only get mentioned every once in a while. Lee, like you said, he's getting crazy, but he does take his job very serious. So he's like trying to do like CSI science experiments all the time, which I think
Mhm.
is kind of funny because in this time, like, I mean, that's actually pretty modern. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
mean, it's very barbaric the way he's doing it. He's got a big piece of meat with bones, and he's trying to figure out what weapon can cut through flesh and bone.
Mm.
But he's doing it in the precinct at his desk, and it stinks. So his boss walks in and is like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, this is stupid. Get that out of here before you kill somebody." So again, like, and the funny thing is Bill loves it. Bill thinks it's hilarious. We
Yeah.
see Bill later at home telling his wife about it because he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, he's a different type of guy, man. It seems like he's college educated. Did they ever say that he went to college or anything like that, or had any type of
And,
schooling? I know he was in the military because he fought in the Civil War. He was on the Confederacy, but um, but he doesn't seem like he doesn't act like some of these other guys, even though
well,
he's from the South.
if he had all that, he probably worked on like, he probably came from money, so he was probably highly educated.
Hmm.
You know,
Look,
talking about having all these slaves and stuff.
Well, did
yeah,
it
you look like you had something to say, Angel. That's all I was getting ready to throw
yeah.
it to you.
Did it have his background though? Did it? I don't remember hearing his background in terms of like his
All
upbringing.
we know about his background now is his he was in love with one of his slaves. His
Was it his slave
brothers,
or
or
just a slave?
I think it was their slaves,
I didn't know. I thought it was just a random slave, but I have no idea.
because his cousins went to hang her, and he killed the cousins, and that's
Hmm.
why he had to go on. That's all we know so far. I
That's
know
why
the
he
rest,
that's why
but
he run.
they are going to give you. They're going to slowly unveil his entire story.
Well, I'm only saying that just because I just didn't know if I missed it. If I missed like his upbringing and I was just lost.
No, they've only glanced at it so far. They're
No,
gonna slowly unravel it the next 2 seasons.
all right, that's what I thought.
Father June reached out to China and got some more help, some more soldiers, some more onions that they like to call them. And young June's pissed. He's like, "We don't need more soldiers. We need to go kick the crap out of my Ling, so we can take over our business and stop the bleeding, basically."
Hmm.
But the dad decides, "Nah, man, we're gonna get more soldiers. We're gonna hold on and wait it out, and we're gonna beat them with the numbers. We're gonna get the numbers, and we're gonna beat them out."
Now I know, Joe, you already know what happens, but it seems to me like Father June has a plan in his head.
He does.
And okay, and it seems like he feels like I'm the boss. I don't have to tell you what I have planned. Just do what I want you to do, and don't
Oh,
worry
that's
about
exactly what he's saying.
the back end of things. Yeah, I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
But sometimes when you don't know, you just think, my dad doesn't know what he's talking about. I need to take control because maybe he's getting old and losing it. And that's what it seemed like Young June is happening with Young June.
But see, young June just pisses and moans all the time. He's not smart enough to do anything about it, and the dad knows that. That's
Hmm.
why Assam starts pulling all the strings and basically forcing young June to step up.
Mm.
But it's all more Assam than anything. Um, we meet a new character. His name Hong.
Yeah,
Uh, this guy's actually pretty good.
yeah.
He's a lot of fun. Uh, he likes to scrap. He's really good. Into men, so he gets made fun of for that a little bit, but he can
Hey,
scrap.
let me
And young June basically says, he's my buddy. He's one of our brothers. Screw you.
Go
ask
ahead,
you
Angel.
this, right? I'm only saying this based off of a historical sense. This is no personal
No, I got you.
personal like opinion on this. But back then, wouldn't they, I don't know if they would like, was it exile you, or would they like hang you, or could something happen? Because wasn't as common back then, was it, or no?
No,
I
it's
think in
usually
Europe it was.
closeted, I think.
I think in
Usually
Europe it was.
closeted.
I'm not sure about any other place.
Okay, I just thought it was because I thought it was unpopular everywhere because of like crime
Well,
stuff
but we
happening.
don't know about the Asian culture. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
I don't know enough,
yeah. I don't
because
either.
that's the only reason in America that especially back then, was because everything was God, Jesus, God, Jesus.
That's what I'm thinking about. That's why I said
Yeah.
that. So I got you.
So what maybe I'm not saying they all worship Buddha, but maybe Buddha and whatever other gods they worship, maybe it's different. I don't know. I don't know enough of that culture, to be honest. But
Good point. Good point.
for whatever reason, the director decided,
To throw-
this is what they wanted. So,
I got you.
but I'm gonna tell you right now, this guy's a great character, and he shows a little bit of what he's about in this, because he likes to scrap almost as much as Assam.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Assam, but he's entertaining.
Gotcha.
You know, because the first thing he knows how to get on. He knows about Assam, and he knows Young June, because the first two things he says, he talks to Assam about fighting, and he talks to Young June about getting sticky.
Yeah, I didn't know he meant egg
So
rolls though. When he said that, when he said when he said,
yeah, he
when
really
he
didn't.
said that, I
He
did not
didn't
think.
until he did.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, wait a minute, is that the same guy that asked for the sticky? Because
Yep.
wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. Go ahead, man.
And what is he? Is he fighting with a chain whip?
I don't know what he had in his hand.
I think he fights with a chain whip, or two of them, which I always thought was fun to watch the forums with that. But I've never seen. You know, you don't see too much of the application except for in like good kung fu movies. So I thought it was pretty funny. Basically, they're in the bar looking for a drink and some sticky, and they point out Tu Feng Hai, and he just doesn't even say anything. He just walks over and just starts fighting them, which I thought was interesting because wouldn't that wouldn't that break the treaty between the Hapway and Longzi? I mean, unless he says they started it.
Yeah,
Unless he says
possibly,
they
but
started it.
I don't remember if they said anything or did anything disrespectful. I don't, because Assam and Young Jun were about to jump into it, and then they stopped because they saw him handling it, so they just stopped and watched.
Well, he got both the respect just by doing that, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
and they actually become like Assam and Young Jun are together all the time. He ends up joining, like they end up being all three of them are usually together, going forward for a little bit at least. Two things happen here that are pretty relevant. Sophie goes on a date with someone her sister set her up with, but she chooses like the fighting pits. Like this guy shows up in like a full suit, almost a tuxedo, and he's like, "What? Where did you bring me?" Like,
right.
when I called on you from your sister, like, I told her, she said you wanted to go drinking, but I didn't realize like this was, and she knew what she was doing. She didn't like this guy. She thought he was square and everything. So, of course, you know, she's getting some beer and she's watching the fights, and Leary comes up, and you know, Leary kind of says something to scare that guy away.
Yeah,
and she sticks around.
he was letting them know how much he enjoyed fighting.
Yeah,
and that guy didn't want to have any parts of Leary, so he got the hell out of there.
Well, he didn't want any part of that whole situation.
No, not at all.
So
he's not
again,
from there, so I get it. I mean, I don't blame him. He's not from
we
that.
see her and Leary getting closer, and they get really close because they have breakfast in the morning together.
She's messed up in the head. She is messed up in the head. Like, this is the guy.
Well, especially the way 4 ends.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't even talking about that. But before that, like, this is the guy that's responsible for your dad's death, and you're buddying up with this guy. That doesn't make any sense. At this point in time, I know she knows what happened and what led to her father dying. So why would she even be cool with him? That's crazy. She's a rebel. She wants to be the black sheep of the family.
Oh, she likes that. So the last part, Wong shows up to Mei Ling's and talks to her, the bodyguard, and says he doesn't want Zing anywhere near his store anymore. He like demands it, basically, which is kind of crazy because, you know, you're just a simple merchant. You shouldn't be demanding anything, but, you know, he's a little nuts sometimes. Bill and Lee have dinner at his house, and then Lee, you know, he goes to leave. Bill goes outside. He talks to his son a little bit, has a smoke, and then he looks over, and there's one of the Feng Hai with a knife on his kid, and he was going to cut that kid's head off.
Yeah, he was. This woke me up. I mean, the episode was already, it was already good,
Yeah.
But I mean, my eyes were a little low. I'm just watching, and when this part happened, I wasn't expecting it. It woke me up for the next episode.
They love to end on some crazy shit every
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, they do.
Because the next one did the same thing.
Yeah,
So basically, luckily Lee didn't leave, so he comes around, shoots the guy before he can cut the kid's head, and then they go inside and there's like 3 more trying to attack the wife and the other kids. So there's knives and guns and all kinds of fighting. Lee's getting messed up and then trying to hold his own. Bill's doing the best he can. The wife's choking people out, hitting them.
yeah.
One of
I
the
thought,
kids picks up a
yeah,
gun and points it, but he
yeah.
doesn't shoot it.
I thought he was gonna kill. I thought he was gonna kill somebody by accident. Like I was waiting for him to either kill or either shoot his dad or kill his mom. That's what I was expecting to happen.
Nah, that would have been terrible. But what
And
does
this wasn't.
happen is no, this was pretty bad, but none of the family members died.
No, but the wife isn't. Obviously, she was in trauma. I mean, she was messed up, especially when
Well,
she had to kill one of them.
Yeah, she ended up she shot one right in the head, which was insane. I just don't. I mean, you got to be pretty sadistic to be okay killing a kid. I don't care
Yeah.
what your business is, man.
Yeah.
So, this leads to Bill sending his family away, and the wife basically says, "You know what? This is your fault. We're going away, and we're not coming back." Like she's pissed, and I mean, who could blame her? She thinks it's all to do with gambling, which technically it is, but he stopped gambling.
Yeah.
He just said he did the right thing, saying no to being the enforcer, but this is what happened.
I would have just said they're trying to force me to do something I don't want to do.
She's not going to believe anything he says. He's lied too much.
Yeah.
He's lied too much. So that ends that episode 3, and then we get into episode 4 here, and this is the aftermath. Like I said, he's sending him away, figuring out his next move. Him and Lee saying goodbye to his family, even though it's not looking great because the wifey don't want to come back. And again, who could blame her?
Right. I mean, she killed somebody. I mean, and they didn't take her away. She was like, I murdered somebody, and I'm thinking like, okay, but the police are pretty much. I guess they're gonna just cover it up.
Well, it's self-defense, man.
Oh, I get that, but it just showed you that laws were different back then. Because she would.
They would take you away and then figure out what to charge you with, and then she would have got off on the self-defense.
Right. But that didn't happen here. Like she is going to go stay with her sister. And she's taking the kids.
It's good when your husband's police chief.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't think he's a chief. I think he's a sergeant. But I got what you're saying. He's in charge of Chinatown.
Yeah. So, this is the part I was talking. See, I thought it was the last episode. This is the part where Leary messes with the dude, and they're at the fighting, and Sophie just likes to start stuff. She's nothing like her sister. The sister took the L to take care of her family. Now she's trying to step out on her own, and she's trying to get her sister set up with someone nice. But the sister don't like nice. She likes some like Leary. She likes them down and dirty. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But it's crazy to me the way she does things at the end because, I don't know why she would set her sister up like that.
No, it
doesn't. At the end.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Angel, you got anything?
I can't remember.
I don't. So when I saw her set up her sister, for a second, I was like, "Was there some beef that I'm missing out on?"
Yeah, they're it seems like they didn't explain something.
That's what I. So I was like, "Is there some beef that I?" You know how I don't know how to explain it.
No, she has an end game. She has some kind of end game. I just don't remember what it is. But setting her sister up like that is terrible.
You know how sometimes when you have these like older movies that take like the older Western movies, right? Or they take part in or they take place in that mob-driven era. Sometimes the language, there'll be like silver linings between the language. Does that make sense to you guys? There's like the way the script was written, maybe it alluded to something. Maybe I just didn't know what the word meant or the phrase or something like that. That's why I was like, I didn't know if there was some secret beef behind the scenes that I didn't catch or on that side of it.
No, I think she just wants to help Leary out at this point, and she doesn't think her sister should be running that place anyway.
Okay.
Because she thinks it's more of a problem. Plus, she doesn't like her sister around all the Chinese. She thinks that's dangerous. Wong shows up at the police precinct, and they're ready to go to war with the Feng Hai.
You mean
He
Chow?
tells, Chow. Sorry,
Mhm.
Chow tells Bill to cool down a couple days because he's got a better way. And Chow's always, he's trying to figure stuff out all the time, and always in his best interest. So he basically tells Bill, one, the Feng Hai are going to be waiting for a response, and you're going to, fall right into their trap. Second, I can get rid of Zing for you and get you a win on your swordsman you've been looking for. Just give me a couple days. Again, that's not for Bill. It sounds like it is, but that's to help Chow out more than it is because he wants Zing gone anyway.
Well, he's also helping out a toy also because he's
Yes.
pointing the finger in a different direction, and she is the one. Her and Osama are the ones, going around slicing people up.
Yeah, and he knows that. So this is win-win for everyone except for Zing.
Yeah.
Buckley and a couple other people, they're basically telling the mayor that they're probably looking to back someone else because he hasn't come down strong enough on the Chinese labor and his wife. So he's really getting put in a rock and a hard place trying to figure this out. And he's going to try and drop the hammer on his wife and cancel the contract with the city. Which, when you have a contract for something, it makes no sense to say you're just going to cancel it.
No. There's going to be some type of legal that's going to get involved. And she reminded him of that.
She really did, but sometimes I wonder how this guy got his position as mayor because he's not very bright.
Didn't the father help him?
Well, probably.
I forgot what happened, but I thought the father helped him.
No, he helped the father. That's the only reason he has the contract because the father gave him the daughter as his wife.
Okay.
I don't know that the father had anything to do with him becoming mayor.
Okay.
I think that was Buckley pulling strings.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I'm just saying this. How do you think you could just hand a contract to someone and then say, oh, I'm going to break that contract because I don't like what you're doing?
No, you're right. He doesn't seem like he's very smart. And it seems like he's always trying to figure something out. Somebody always says something to him and it leaves him looking stupid every time. Like when they leave the room, he just has a goofy look on his face all the time.
Yes.
Like, oh, I didn't think about that, or I didn't realize that every time.
Assam, shows up at the factory and gets paid from Penelope and then runs into Leary outside. Like you said, this is the first time after their fight. And I didn't realize Leary didn't even know his name. You fighting this guy like to the death almost, and you don't even know this guy's name?
Remember, Assam was working in the factory. He was working in the steel shop at the time when Leary and his men they just ran in. So of course,
I know. I just thought it was funny.
At no point have they crossed paths in season 1 until the very last episode was when they finally crossed paths. And now this is the second time they've crossed paths. So yeah, it makes sense to me that he wouldn't have known his name.
I know. I just thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Let me skip ahead a little bit. Like you said, the wife and the mayor have a discussion, and he tries to cancel her contract. She got a lawyer, so he looked at her and was like, "You got a lawyer, I see." Because she said, "If you cancel the contract, you're going to have to pay me more money than if you just let me keep working." So, take that, one, and two. If you really want to get crazy, we can get all kinds of lawyers and we can find out what else you've been doing that could be considered Chinese labor.
And she said that, I can't afford to pay the Irish guys.
Yep.
I can't, so she knows what they're doing. I mean, it's going on now. The shit goes on now. Yeah, Angel, I'm gonna say it's going on now. Like look, right now, we have a lot of jobs that are overseas, right, in China, and we definitely not paying those people, those workers in those factories, what they would get paid if they worked here in America. Americans ain't going for that.
No.
You know, we're not gonna be able to pay our bills with what they're paying those people over there. You know, so
I'm so glad it wasn't as bad as I thought you were gonna go.
no, no,
Hey, that was one of those times he was thinking as he was talking, Joe.
Hell yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking.
this is about to take a way left turn that I did not want to go down.
We see Mai Ling meeting with a guy. She has to bail out of jail. Got into some kind of scrap, and we find out what she had hired him for. She has him looking into Buckley, and he thinks he has something that she can use. He's just going to need a little more time, a little extra money. So
I thought I was confused. I was like, where did this guy come from? Like, who is he? Like, what did I miss? Did I doze
we seen
off?
him one other time when she hired him, but she didn't explain who he was.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we get over to Leary, and Leary earlier, Sophie noticed Leary had a map, and it had all the businesses in the area, but he circled the ones who hire Chinese labor. So this is the first time she realized, and her sister's place was one of those that were circled. So she goes and she tells them, I can help you. There's a secret passage in her sister's in the factory that they could come through undetected, which is pretty rotten.
I wonder why she did this. This didn't make any sense. I know that her and her sister had a confrontation earlier in this episode, and her sister kind of got on her head, because she doesn't do anything. She doesn't contribute anything to society. She doesn't work. She's just been privileged all her life, and her sister, let her know that. So that
I
doesn't
think she's just a brat.
yeah, because she wants to do damage to her father's legacy. That's messed up.
It really is. It really is quite messed up. So the last part of this episode is them in the tunnels. And for whatever reason, she wanted to go with Leary. And I don't know why he let her. Because he wants to blow the place up. And he's going to kill a bunch of people. And she gets freaked out by all this. And it's like,
yeah,
what did you think he was going to do?
I have no idea. I was wondering that also, man, because I was a little lost also. Did she not think he was?
That's what I'm saying. What did she think was going to happen? He was going to show up and be like, "You shouldn't do this anymore. You're bad."
Or maybe she thought they were just gonna, be graffiti artists and just go in there with paint and start painting bad words. I don't know, man, because she seemed confused when they broke out with the dynamite and everything.
Well, she was pretty horrified at the end of it, so I think she regretted.
She wasn't really around, and I'm quite sure Leary wasn't telling her that, hey, I've been going around blowing up businesses. So maybe she wasn't expecting that, but I don't know what she expected.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
So that's where they end, and
we didn't get much of Assam and Young June. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like we're missing. We are. Lee. Lee decided that he wanted some. I'm assuming, some of the molasses or something. Because
he's still trying to figure out about his headaches.
Well, he went to a toy, and he went to their place, and she told him that she had something for his pain, and she gave him a pipe. He got to smoking and passed out. He took 2 puffs and was done. I was like, rookie. He was out like a light.
Rookie. Rookie.
He was out like a light, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, but we didn't get much for Young June or Assam in this, huh? Well, we saw Assam and what's her name? What's her name? Penelope. We saw them getting closer and rekindling something that they had going on for the first season.
Till Homeboy came in and blocking.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta lock that door.
Yeah. Because she could have gotten in trouble. Rumors would have started going around.
Oh yeah. So yeah, man, I enjoy rewatching this series, and I hate doing it 2 at a time because I like to just blow through things, but
Mhm.
I do like to talk about it. So, and if I go ahead too much, I'll forget
Yeah,
where I have to stop.
Yeah, we did something earlier on one of our first shows that we were doing, and first seasons. I think it might have been
I
Cobra
learned
Kai
that.
when we were doing
I'm gonna
Cobra
say
Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't remember what happened in each episode,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
that
so I don't go ahead
didn't go well.
anymore.
And,
But
and you miss a lot. You miss a lot, to talk about.
yes,
So that way, right. Anything else, guys?
No.
make sure to check out Superflix.
Superflex.
We're doing another Batman. Which one are we on? Batman
Returns.
You guys should be on Batman Returns with the Penguin, right?
Yep, Batman Returns. With the Penguin.
I'm going to listen to that one, the Batman, tomorrow, and then I might get on with y'all for this Batman series. I think
right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely want to get on for the George Clooney Batman because I know Gene hates that one.
Yeah, I do.
So that's why
I definitely do.
Because crazy enough, I actually like that one. So that's why I say that.
Which one is that? Batman Forever?
Yeah, that's Batman Forever. No, that's Batman. Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
Batman and Robin. Oh, I don't remember if I like that one or not.
Batman. Batman Forever is actually one of my favorite ones. I think that's only because that's the first one I watched. But Batman and Robin, actually, like if I see it pop up, like I'll go and watch it. So I don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
I won't. If it wasn't for this show, I wouldn't. I mean, I haven't seen neither one of those, Batman and Robin or Batman Forever, in forever. It's been a long time.
Batman Forever was actually good. Batman Forever is a good one.
Jim Carrey killed it for me in that. Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. A part of me wishes that we would have got Marlon Wayans as Robin.
I don't want to see that either.
Let's save it for Superflex. We'll save it for Superflex. We'll save it.
All right.
I can tell you and I are gonna be on two opposite sides of the island.
Hell yeah, we gonna be on two opposite sides of that one, man. Like, there's no way I want to see Marlon as Dick Grayson. No, I don't want to see that. No, not at all. So, all right, nothing else, guys.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
That was good. So next week we got episodes 5 and 6. How many episodes is it? 10?
10.
Okay. All right. So make sure you guys listen to Superflix on Friday. That drops on Friday. And check out my comics at jumpkickstudio.com. Everyone stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week. And I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.